Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode on PlayFrame. We're getting the band back together. We've got some of the band back together, but we need to find the rest of the band. We're on a mission from Crystal God. Anyway, so before we even start that, I've got a new little bit of swag to wear and show off. I've got a little headpiece. Look at the cute little headpiece. This was made by another member of the Dantalis Theater Company who just had an idea and went with it. Let's see here. It is the Durium Hairpin of Fending. I think she decided to make the Durium one because she misread this as Durman to begin with. Thank you very much, Dea. It looks great. It's very much Durman style. Kind of goes with that feather look that he started out with. It's very good. And it also, like, the red kind of matches the armor I got going right now. It works. And my eyes. It works on a lot of levels. So thank you very much. That's super cute. I love it. Okay. Everyone, how are we doing? Let's read the room here. Take the temperature. Gaius may have called it a weapon of ancient Alleg, but I saw extensive Magitech modifications. Okay, you're thinking about tech that tracks Alphino? An Imperial Castrum. 'Twas to be expected, I suppose. Yeah, I guess. Ida? All right, let's do this. Let's go and rescue Minfilia and the others. I agree. That's the spirit. Y'shtola wishes to discuss the fate of the prisoners being held at Castrum Sentry. The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking, Durman. Even under normal circumstances, breaching the defenses of an Imperial Castrum would be a highly dangerous proposition. But now that Castrum Sentry houses prisoners whom the Garleans deem valuable, we may be confident that they've taken additional measures to ensure the stronghold's security. If we are to free our friends, we will require an effective strategy. And if we are to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us in this. Lord Portalen of House Durandare. He's stationed at the Observatorium in Kurthus. Let's go to him and beseech his aid. Let's do. I have friends there now. Not like a ton of them, but more than I started. And a few enemies. I'm just drinking tea in advance now because I know how these sessions go. Boy, once we get to expansion content, there's a lot more voice acting, proportionally, and that's going to make my life easier. Until then, tea. Also, today is the day that Carrie and I finally managed to get ourselves some vaccination boosters, so I'm very happy about that. I have heard that some people kind of get knocked on their butt by those, so if by the end of this recording session, Friday episode, I'm getting a little bit loopy, that might be an explanation. Or not, but I choose to blame that for the loopiness. Whatever, I'm just glad I could finally get a booster. How's it going, Portalen? Been a while. Ah, Durman, the man who unmasked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? You're an associate of Y'shtola, but of course, Lord Driamont confided to me that you are a scion of the Seventh Dawn. Indeed I am. We are fewer in number, but still pretty good. Can you help? Castrum Sentry. What interest have you at all in the Imperials? They hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I see. That might explain our scouts' reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum, a Huron woman, an Elizan man, and 2 Lalafels, 1 male, 1 female. It's them! It has to be! Minfilia, Urianger, Papalimo, and Tataru. If that scant morsel is of use to you, you may also be interested to hear of a more recent incident. Incident? An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Kurthus not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, a Rugadine and a Lalafel, were seen fleeing the craft. What did you say? A Rugadine and a Lalafel, Master Garland. Neither wore Imperial dress, and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue, hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned. It's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those 2 rascals to escape. We must find them, Durman, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed, and if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he'd take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it's an endeavor that will admit some slight delay. The matter of the escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It's likely only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you'd best act now. I'm on the job. If, as has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow scions prisoner in hopes of understanding the Echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed until such time as the studies complete. But Biggs and Wedge are not scions, nor do they know aught of the Echo. As Lord Portelain said, this may prove our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it. I agree. Thank you, everyone. You won't regret this. All right. Begin rescue phase 1. Or cutscene. Rescue phase 1 after. I'm so glad the Final Fantasy XII judge armor tradition is alive and well. I really liked that look. Final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work. But all our efforts will be vindicated when the Empire's vision, or the Emperor's vision, becomes reality. At last, we have the power to purge this land of its false gods. We shall give the ignorant children of Eorzea the security and stability they so desperately crave, and which their spineless leaders have so palpably failed to provide. As you say, my lord. Rest assured, our engineers will not rest until the weapon's fully armed and operational. Ritatin, you depart for Castrum Occidens at midnight. You will command the western front of Vilbrand. The Eorzeans will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see to it that they do not. Did I get that name pronunciation right? Let me see. Ritatin Sas Arvina. Yeah, okay. My lord, if this be your will, I shall carry it out to the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet, forgive my impudence, but is it proper to give command of half our forces to it? I've given you nothing, Praefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. My quarters. 1 hour. Oh. Congrats, Derman. It's so tricky knowing which version of character voices to try to imitate, because sometimes, like, the Realm Reborn and then rest of the game voice actors do some really different takes and reads on the character. I guess I should imitate the Realm Reborn ones while we're here, right? Then we can switch over. That makes the most sense. Yeah, okay. Lord Portelain would like to aid in your search for Biggs and Wedge. Fantastic. My purpose here is to reconnoiter Garlean activity along Abalathia's spine. Owing to this, I have the honor of being acquainted with Y'shtola. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by way of Zemile Darkhold, situated to the west. Our man stationed at the entrance, a knight named Briselt, may be able to tell you more. So, as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. I pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength. I think the Fury has bigger problems right now, but I appreciate it. I mean, assuming we're talking about the same Garuda here, the Empire's new weapon kind of soaked her up like a sponge. Maybe he doesn't need to know that. Briselt. You stand before Zemile Darkhold, the subterranean fortress excavated by the great Ishgardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. Yes, but I have a letter, you see. A letter of introduction penned by Portelain. Thoughts? A letter from Lord Portelain. So you've come about the Imperial airship. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captives by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area, seeking to recapture them. What? The captives are like to be your friends, you say? Then let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of their pursuers. The emergency landing reportedly took place near the Aurum Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there. Seek out a knight named Pierremont. He should be able to assist you. I shall. I would do match cuts, but I don't 100% know where we're going to end up. And you don't want to use teleportation magic under those circumstances, so let's just hoof it. Carrie has rightly pointed out that I am riding a chocobo, and so these are talons, not hooves, so we can't hoof it. I was incorrect. I hope you can all forgive this horrible mistake. The Imperial airship? I saw it approach to land with mine own 2 eyes. I hastened to the landing site, arriving just in time to see the vessel take to the skies again, but not before it had deployed a detachment of troops. Gruff orders were being barked, and there was an air of consternation about them. Don't love consternation. How's the pants? Fine. Money's... I've got so much style. I've not even put on all of the great gear that some lovely folks have donated just to see Derman style. There's plenty more fashion to come. And eventually I'll start getting gear that actually looks good from the game itself. But until then, I do appreciate all these kind donations in the name of fashion. Okay. Sir Pierremont wants to share with you what he knows of the 2 fugitives. There were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Garleans who were deployed formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post, to find evidence that someone had been there in my absence. Whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail and decided to go elsewhere. In all, I marked 2 sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you'll be able to follow the prints to their owners. That sounds like our people. Let's see. Ooh, footprints. Back to our detective work. Looking around. Taking my time. Oh, footprints. Many sets of footprints later. Ah, here we are. I see a quest marker. Poking out from under the bridge. Hello. Wedge! Found you. So cold. I want to go home. Hey, bud. Ah! Please don't eat me. I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath, I swear. Derman? It's you! Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Garleans were snapping at our heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hell's-bent on evading them, I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw. Thrice! And when I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. Biggs? He isn't here. He went off in a different direction to lure our pursuers away. Oh, hold up. It's me, Sid. Have you had any success? Tracked down Wedge? That's wonderful news. Now, what of Biggs? I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that the big fellow went off as he did. For all the tongue lashings he gives Wedge, he's always taken care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but we have nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know for a fact that Biggs headed west. With both Ida and Y'shtola helping out, I'm sure he'll turn up soon. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification not far to your west. The Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let us meet there. Dare I hope? Was that Master Garland you spoke with? After 5 long years, thank goodness he's alive. I'm feeling better now, Derman. Let's go to Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive. All right, let's do. Where's Monument Tower? This way? Have we been there? I don't remember if we've been here. Looks neat. I think this is the place, and I don't think we have been here. Doesn't look familiar. Hello. Well met and welcome, adventurer. What brings you to this frozen corner of the realm? This little guy. Oh, it would seem your companions caught a chill. Come and warm yourself by the fire. I'll bring you a hot broth. How are we feeling now, then? Stay here as long as you need. The same goes for you, friend. 'Tis plain you have a hard journey ahead of you. You must find rest when you can. Good advice. And good for us. That's one missing scion down. Or scion ally, anyway. I think you count. I'll take what scions I can get at this point. Wedge is gravely concerned for his missing companion. I'm fine now, thanks to you, but I can't bear to think that that Biggs is still all alone in the cold with Garleans on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake, and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, Derman, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion where he might be at the moment, but maybe, just maybe, the people here have seen something. That's a good idea. I'll ask around. Did you see a Rugadine gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion? I'm sorry, but he did not come by here. Let me think for a moment. I would not raise your hopes unduly, but there is a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze, and it may be worth the while to investigate. I make this suggestion only because your friend seems like a selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to this tower, mayhap he elected to pass us by. That's a good thought. Good detectiving. Biggs! Are you in here? Hello? Biggs? Ooh. A destination. That's something. Plasmoids. Have you seen Biggs? Big Rugadine? Goggles? This is not who I was looking for. Y'all, get out of here. Come on. None of you are Biggs. Not even a little. Go on, get out of here. Shoo. I guess I could technically be wearing higher level gear. Killing things a little faster that way, but whatever. It works out. Okay, he's not in here. All right, Wedge. No luck there, I'm afraid. Derman, were you able to learn anything? Not in this area? Well, that stands to reason, I suppose, seeing as he was trying to lure the Garleans away from me, but where within this vast sea of snow and ice could he be? I have no idea. It is very big. Wedge is determined to find Biggs. We can't give up, Derman. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold or is recaptured. There must be someone in this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where else to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who will listen. And hurry, Biggs' chances of survival grow slimmer by the moment. I will. Hey, why don't I... Here, I'll ask around this time, but then once I go outside to look, you keep asking people while I'm gone. This will improve efficiency. Speaking of efficiency, still waiting on those elevators. Elizin. This is a lot of spiral stairs to have to walk up and down to ask people about Rugadine. Inyas, I think, actually. Your friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? If he's not to be found around here or in the vicinity of the Darkhold, it's possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through Danathan Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. While I make no guarantee that your search will bear fruit, it is surely better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. Oh, and one more thing. Do tread warily when climbing the stairs here. Not a moon ago, I near broke my neck when I slipped and took a tumble. Again, elevators will solve that problem for you. Once we get all of these engineers found and together again, Project 1 is going to be designing an elevator. All right, where's this darn pass? Love some of the red-colored ground out here. What is that? Is this... Ooh, this is more crystalline stuff, isn't it? Neat. Anyway. Ooh. I see something that looks like a task. Two somethings, actually. Do I... Oh, hey, it's Biggs. Perfect. I think I understand the task now. Ida, thanks for waiting for me. Derman, we found Biggs, but he's in trouble. I'm here to help. Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, Tinhead? Ah, Derman, it's well that you're here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. Ida has the right of it. He will perish if we delay. With me. He's not alone. Kill them all. Let's get in there, squad. Derman is ready to tank. Hold your ground. Reinforcements are coming. Well, I don't want that to happen. The more the merrier. I'll pound you all into the next Umbral era. Ida, less provoking and more pummeling if you'd be so kind. Oh, come on. We have time for both. Oop, here come reinforcements. Vanguards, destroy them. Oh, jeez. Okay, Big. Yes. All right, focus on me. I'm supposed to be tanking. I remember. Nope, you two. Come on. Everyone pay attention to me. Derman, stay close to Biggs. I'm trying. There's so many things to anger. How many of them are there? Ah, geez, there's more. There's so many. Come on, you. Be dead. I have an engineer to get out of the cold. Ah, geez. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Oh, my thanks. Another moment and I would have... Oh. He's been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. Monument Tower, you say? Very well. Ida and I shall bear him there with all haste. Sid will be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Aw, I love reunions. Oh, I'll just walk there myself. That's fine. Okay, I'm back, everyone. Hello. Is it reunion times? I cannot thank you enough, Derman. And the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, don't mention it. We're a family, are we not? Well, yes, it's just, I didn't think I'd see him again. I owe the lot of you my life. And you saved Wedge's too, Derman. I'm losing count of how many I owe you. Biggs, Wedge, gods, it's good to see the two of you again. Chief, it's really you. In our hearts, we knew you were still alive, but to finally see you in the flesh. When Alphino told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? The enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint. It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Garleans get there so fast? I mean, the immortal flames should have seen them coming, right? I myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the carnage at the Waking Sands, I noted naught amiss in horizon, nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this, I conclude that the Garleans came neither by land nor by air. No, they were born there by potent teleportation magics of the kind used by the Asians. Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded and bundled into the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an Imperial stronghold, Castrum Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched off into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment cell together, while Minfilia and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Castrum Sentry. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but was probably moons, or maybe only weeks. And then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us on another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemald, much to our dread. We knew that if we were taken back there, we weren't like to leave again. So, risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control and thereby forced an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. If I didn't know any better, I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel? That'll have been Biggs's handiwork, like as not. You always were resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Derman, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. You and everyone else, sir. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Minfilia and the others still want for rescue. All right, you lot. Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for.
Hurrah!
All right, well that's 2 found. It's a fine start. Who's next? Sid, proposals. Sid wants to prepare a strategy to rescue Minfilia and the other Scions. Oh, all of them. You know, why not? Thanks to you, Biggs and Wedge are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Minfilia and the others. Gods know we've kept them waiting too long already. Based on what we've learned, I believe it's safe to say they're being held at Castrum Sentry. So let's convene at Revenant's Toll in Mordona. 'Tis as good a place as any to prepare, and better than most. The road leading east, then south, will get you there. When we arrive, let us seek the advice of the local adventurers. We're bound to learn a thing or two that'll benefit our mission. Ooh, a new area. That's exciting. Come on, Quay friend. We're going to a new place. I am very excited to show you the final area we are going to be encountering in A Realm Reborn. To reduce congestion, the area you're about to enter has been... the measures they're taking. The measures they're having to take to make sure that people can actually play the game right now. Welcome to Mordona, everyone. This is going to be our hub for a little while. Well, eventually. Let's get all attuned here. Very good. But yeah, welcome to the area. Sky's a little wild right now. It gets like that sometimes. The ether's kind of running wild in this place. Let's step outside and give you a look. It's usually not quite this purple skied right now. We're kind of in a weather state called gloom. That only happens here in Mordona as far as I'm aware. But yeah, crystals kind of everywhere here. And some other really cool sites that we will eventually make our way to, I'm sure. I'll point them out when we get there. But Revenant's Toll is going to be a very important place for us. Slothborn. Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at Castrum Sentry, and you want to rescue them. I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The Stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armored patrols seen about the perimeter around the clock. Not even a fly could get within 100 yalms of the walls undetected. If the Garleans were alerted to our coming, we cannot know what they will do to Menphilia and the others. We must act with the greatest stealth. Aye, it has to be good old-fashioned infiltration. But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Why, I've a mind to walk through the front door. Huh? The front door? Aye, we'll disguise ourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of Magitech armor, and impeccable timing. Huh, that's a bold strategy, but it just might work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they won't even suspect that we savage Eorzeans would think to use their technology. Then it's settled. If you're determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Garlemald. The fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire and happens to know a deal about Castrum Sentry besides. I've no doubt that he'd want to be of aid. Ida and I shall go to reconnoiter Garlean activity at the Stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we had the chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Derman. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times when you are not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, Y'shtola, and you're beginning to remind me of Papalimo. Ida, I like your enthusiasm. Never change. Okay, Garlemald. We must speak. About plans. Looking for Garlemald, are you? Well, you found him, whoever you are. Huh? You're looking to get inside Castrum Sentry and you need my help. Huh. Something tells me we're gonna get along just fine. Go on. Is your name Sark Malark? That's cute. Garlemald would like to aid in your mission to rescue the captured scions. Wonderful! So you have friends at Castrum Sentry what want for rescue. That Slaftborn knows me too well. Aye, you can count on my help. I've got a score to settle with the Imperials, and I never pass on an opportunity to get back at the Horsens. But enough about me, let's talk about strategy. Rescuing folk from captivity's right delicate business. A single oversight, just one little blunder, and it's all over. You can't leave any room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond the shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You don't want to risk your neck only to discover they've been moved elsewhere. But how can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Sentry from the east, you'll see a swampland to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind all the morbles, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You'll come upon some drainage pipes coming down from the Stronghold. Don't ask me how I know, but one of them leads back up to the command tower. If you listen closely, you might be as you can eavesdrop on some happenings within. Once we know for certain your friends are there, we'll move to the next stage of the operation. Now get going, and Godspeed. I like your planning. Let's do! And now maybe we can get more of a look at the place. So this location has a lot of historical significance. Oh, and you can even see the Imperial strongholds in the distance. Love those searchlights. That looks very cool. We are pretty close, I believe, to a location known as Silvertier. Is it Silvertier Lake? Is that what it's called? I think it is. You remember in my 1.0 summary video, where I was kind of going over the story of the 1.0 version of the game leading up to A Realm Reborn? You remember that story of the Imperial invasion force that had first taken Alamigo and was making their way further in to start challenging the rest of Eorzea? Well, they ran into some dragons, you will recall, that kind of halted the whole expedition. And Midgard Sormer, the leader of the dragons, took down the Imperial flagship, and they kind of crashed into a wellspring of ether together and caused a pretty big ether explosion. that just really disrupted the ether basically worldwide. We are very near to where that happened. That is why the ether is so wild here. We're pretty near ground zero of that event. And I am in the wrong location. Hang on. Getting closer. And here we go. Yes. Drainage pipe. Yeah. Hey. This is not what I expected. Bugs, go on. I got stuff to do. Bugs. Y'all are huge. Get out of here. Leave. Thank you. Darn bugs. I'm trying to do a spy. The faint sound of conversation echoes down the pipe. What of the captive? Does she still refuse to speak? She may as well be deaf-mute for all the information we've gotten out of her. The others aren't much better. The Elezen gets on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. I do wonder, why is the Tribunus so obsessed with this Minfilia woman? They say she possesses some mystical power, something we Garleans don't have. Mystical power? Like the kind the beastmen use? How am I supposed to bloody know? If you're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunus yourself? As well try to tumble her. I like where my head is at, thank you very much. Our break is over. Best we get back to our stations. The footfalls grow fainter until all is silent. Well, all right then. We have successfully done a spy, I think. Let's get back to Revenant's Toll. Hey guys, I did spies. Dressing up as soldiers and sneaking in the front door, huh? Well, if you got the guts to go through with it, then so do I. Oh boy, I always wanted my own Reaper. I would wash her and wax her and name her and... Are you excited about technology? Stealth and subterfuge, Derman, are how we will free our friends. I have every confidence you can play the part of an Imperial soldier. Thank you, I think. 'Tis good to see you again, Derman. I'm given to understand you have conducted some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn? So Minfilia and the others are indeed at Castrum Sentry. Their presence thus confirmed, we may proceed with the mission. While you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Pray have the details from him. I will. Good work, Derman. As Alphino has already told you, we've plotted out a course for the rescue. The gist of it is unchanged. We disguise ourselves as Imperial soldiers and infiltrate the stronghold. Glomont is looking into ways to procure a suit of Magitech armor. In the meantime, I need your assistance for some preparations of my own. Minfilia and the others are counting on us, Derman. Let's not keep them waiting any longer than necessary. I agree. Good job, team. You know what? Let's go ahead and call it a day, and we will resume this on Wednesday. Take care, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for some more the plan, the spying, the subterfuge, all that stuff. A goodbye.